I will miss me. I will miss me. I will miss me. Yeah, I will miss me. And now we're officially in the Isle of Skye. So we're currently walking out to the fairy pools, which is only like a 20-minute walk. So we shouldn't be that long before we get to them. I think they're over there somewhere, or up there. I'm not too sure. This could be a trail for a mountain hike as well. Look how refreshing that water looks. Like, it's so warm right now. I probably shouldn't have wore a jacket, and that water's so tempting. I think I might go in there in a minute. So we've just been for a swim then. Well, it wasn't really a swim, it was more of a little paddle. I didn't record it because we were both in there, so I didn't really have a way to record it. And I didn't want to risk taking my camera into the water, and I didn't bring a tripod either. But we're just headed back to the car now. We need to go find somewhere to stay tonight and also make tea because we've not eaten yet, and we've got to find water actually too. We've got to find somewhere to get water from because we've not got water to drink or to cook. Hopefully we find somewhere quite close, and I mean, wherever we stop really, we've got an amazing view. It doesn't matter where we go, but by a loch would be nice so we can look over the loch like last night. There's just sheep, random sheep here. You can go try and stroke one. Oh, there's a car there. Don't want to frighten it. Look at this view where we're staying tonight. Just right next to this loch. Mountains in the background. I showed you this view last night, but I'm just going to show you again. This is the view that we slept by last night. Look at it, look how unbelievable that view is. And in the Isle of Skye there's loads of these little lay-by parking spots where you can fit a few cars in front of lots like this. So there's plenty of choice. If you come for a drive down here, anywhere you park really, there'll be views like this. So we took a drive up north in the Isle of Skye to a waterfall called Kilt Rock, and it's a lovely waterfall by the looks of the pictures. It basically just comes out into the ocean, which is quite cool, and we're at the viewpoint now. Look at the view of the coastline here. There's just the mountain range extending over the coastline, over the sea. It's unreal. We've left the Isle of Skye. We're on our way to Glasgow. It's about a 3-hour drive, and we're hoping to get there before the England game kicks off because it's a semi-final of the Euros. And also, if you see this in my hand, it is the microphone off the camera because it's not. I hate these little things. I don't know if I'm going to be able to stretch it, but these little like plastic things that you put the mic in, they're so annoying. They're dead like flimsy and they just always break. So I'm currently trying to duct tape that whilst we're in the car. But yeah, we're trying to get to Glasgow before 8. The sat-nav saying we're going to get there about 7:10, so hopefully there won't be any traffic. But we're going to be spending 2 days in Glasgow, not including today. So we're going to be there tomorrow and Friday, and then we'll be going home Saturday. So there's going to be plenty of time to do stuff in Glasgow. I think one of the days as well, we're going to go to one of Jack's nan's mates' cafes, which...
Jack's nan's mate's son's cafe.
Jack's nan's mate's son's cafe we're going to go to. He knows we're coming, so we're going to go there and try the cafe, try the food. And I don't know, Jack's never really met him, so it might feel like a little bit awkward. Like, it's not like we know the person, but he's expecting us. So we'll see how it is. So we've stopped in Paisley, which is a town just outside of Glasgow. It's literally probably about 20 minutes away, and it seems quite nice, to be fair. So we're trying to find the pub here to watch the Euros game, because we wouldn't have made kick-off if we went to Glasgow.
35 mil, so you get more in your bang than they bark.
Jack's been bought a shop by a friend we've made called Chris. Look at this view. We've been quite lucky the last few nights and found somewhere nice to sleep every single night. Every single night. Without fail. For the last 3 or so nights we found somewhere with a view to sleep by and then wake up to. Just look at what we've woken up to. Scotland has definitely not disappointed us. And I know in this video it's just going to be me going on about views, but I mean, can you blame me? Because there's been nowhere in the country where we've had as many good views as here, so I think I'm going to go on about it for a little bit. So we're in Glasgow Centre now, and we're just walking over to Jackson's mate's son's cafe. Later on, once we've been here, we're going to the Science Museum, so I'm quite excited for that, because it's got a space centre, and I've been looking for a museum that has a space zone, has a planetarium for like the entire trip, and we finally found one, although it was £9 each, but you know, it'll be worth it. So we're in the cafe now, and I've looked to see Jack's got a coffee. We're just going to chill in here for a bit because we've got about an hour to kill before we have to leave to go to the museum. We'll see you probably at the museum. We're at the Science Museum now. I'm quite excited to go around this. Science museums are normally quite fun. There's a lot to do, like to interact with.
Oh, that's fun.
Planetarium's a little bit disappointing. It's only small, there's not much in it. I thought it'd have like its own floor, but it doesn't, and now I'm sad.
Oh, that was good. I don't think so. No, you're not filming.
Why?
I jump like a weirdo.
So?
No,
2 seconds later.
So we finished in the Science Museum now, and we're just gonna head back into Glasgow. The Science Centre is quite fun. There's the Space Centre, like the Space Zone, is not that big, but the Science section's massive. There's loads of interactive games, like reaction tests, memory tests, things like that. They even have a snake game, like the old like Nokia game, but on a big screen, which is quite cool. There's a lot to do there, and mainly for kids, but you know, it was fun enough, especially when you go with someone who's competitive and you're both doing memory games, trying to beat each other on the memory games. So I'd definitely recommend going. We're in Glasgow city centre right now, and we're just having a little walk around. It's like 7 o'clock, but look, there's loads of American flags, and must have been celebrating the 4th of July. We're in this posh shopping centre. I'm not sure what it's called, but just look at that. It looks like something off the Titanic. This definitely might be the poshest shopping centre I've ever been in. The shopping centre is actually called Princess Square. It says it up there in big writing. So yeah, if you're ever in Glasgow and you want to see probably the poshest shopping centre in the UK, definitely come to Princess Square. We decided to come into Glasgow Central Station just because it's so old and big, and it's quite nice as well. It looks like something not really out of Harry Potter, but like it's close to that, like the big stone columns and all the metal work and stuff. It is quite cool in here. Once again, we came up to this spot that we were at last night to sleep here again tonight, because it's just such a good spot and we couldn't really find anywhere else anyway. So it was a bit of a drive, like 10 miles out of the city, but it's definitely worth it. If anyone's wondering what this spot's called, if you want to go here, if you're in Glasgow, it's called, the car park's called Robertson's Car Park, or Robertson Car Park. For the last time, look at that view. We're going today, so we're not going to see this again. But it's so good. So as you can see, we're back in the car and we're actually on the motorway right now. We've left Glasgow and that's because we're headed back home. We're going to skip the likes of the Lake District, Peak District and Manchester and just go straight home because they're not that far away from us anyway. So we can go to Manchester, it's like 40 minutes away, and the Lake District is like an hour and a half, and we've been before anyway. So we're about an hour into a 3.5 hour drive, I think it is, and it's at the point now where you can't wait to get home. Like, you know you're on the way home. The drive's so long and you've still got like 2.5 hours left. So for the last time on this trip, remember, keep exploring.